What's up, guys? Welcome to another episode of Real Estate Podcast, episode 258. I'm here with Griffin.
I'm here with Trav.
We're thinking something's up with the moon without
We're
him.
thinking it.
Yeah, there's definitely something. Moonfall.
So,
AKA Roland Emmerich teabags the planet on screen.
repeatedly.
right.
Yeah,
Big balls.
Like he's hitting that crouch button a lot.
Yeah.
So, here's my thing about this movie. Didn't hate it.
I didn't.
And here's why.
Patrick Wilson.
Well, no, it knew what kind of movie it was, dude, and it just leaned the fuck into it.
Yeah, right.
Like, it just went for it. Like, when they're up there, when they first get up there and they get out of the ship and they're outside, they're refueling it.
Yeah.
They're like cutting up and shit.
Yeah.
They're having they're all laughing. He's like, I can't believe I'm in space. And they're like, ha, ha, ha. And I'm just like, dude, I would be shitting bricks.
Yeah, right.
But it knew what movie it was. It was like, and it just went for it. And the special effects were great. They're like, when the moon would come over, and I'm like, they were like, well, there's a gravity wave. And I'm like, that's not a gravity wave,
Yeah, right.
Like, but it did look cool.
Yeah.
And maybe I'm just dense here, but I kind of laughed when he said there was some point in the movie where like they were explaining why the shit's happening, and the guy goes, "It's a self-replicating singularity," and I'm like, if it's self-replicating, it's no longer single. Like it's not.
Right.
And then, like, you almost know where it's going. You expect some of the lines.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
whenever he come out and he's like, the moon's a fucking satellite. It's, it's a mega structure. You were right. He tells him the whole story, and he's like, that sounds crazy. Earlier he would tell him that, like,
The moon is a transformer.
Yeah.
but didn't hate it.
I would argue this should have been like, and to me, it's the scene. I know we're jumping back and forth with the timeline of the movie, but when they're on the moon or in the moon, and they have the big moment where the ship's upgraded, and like they're hauling ass. That
was funny.
I caught all the SpaceX references.
Yeah.
Well, also caught the last names of half the people that made this movie, like very obvious.
Yeah.
But when they're fucking hauling ass through that thing, luring the entity or whatever, and all the ships have cut on and they're firing on it, and there's just that action sequence of them just doing that, I was sitting there going, this should have been the sequel to Independence Day. Like, think of the plot.
Yeah.
Like, you find out that the reason the aliens came to Earth
just tie it together.
Yeah.
Just pick one.
Could see.
Throw a dart at a board. That's the reason.
Yeah, you could. Yeah, but have it to where it's like, okay, we got to fight something that's coming after them.
But we don't have the technology to do it. But the moon does.
Yeah. But luckily, aliens had time to prep. But it's a silly ass movie.
Yeah, dude, it's ridiculous.
You can tell Emmerich is totally in his comfort zone in this movie.
And just leaned into it.
Yeah.
Like, what's going to happen? What happened? It's like the fucking moon gets so close to the Earth that it starts to pull shit to it.
Yeah, right.
Huh?
It's like, okay.
Like, here's the thing about that. The moon's gravity would never be more than the Earth.
No.
Ever.
Not at all.
You know what I'm saying?
No.
That's why it was like when they were standing there under that little shed thing and it started pulling that tractor, I'm like, if it can pull that tractor, you can't just stand there.
No, it's
like, you would be sucked up
into
it,
Yeah.
So it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Like, if Jeff watched it the whole time, he would be like, that wouldn't happen.
Wrong.
Yeah. Here's why. I'm like, pause it, because he's going to go on for about 30.
Oh, yeah. Like, it's for the people that have to have logic, not only play into their life, but their movies as well. They're cutting this fucker off 5 minutes in.
Yeah.
Well, like when they go to the hotel, when he goes to find him, we gotta mention too, when he was digging in the trash looking for those papers.
Yeah.
That fucking wide shot of the city with the moon right there. Whoa.
Yeah.
Scary.
And like the choppers everywhere. You hear the cities just fucking.
And this guy's like,
shambles.
Hey, you that astronaut guy? And he's like, yeah. I get that a lot. You know, it was just
Yeah. It's like, come on, man.
Well, like I feel like at the table read for this movie, Roland Emmerich was like, "Look, guys, you are all incredible actors. You've all put out really great work. Just ham it up in this movie. Just ham it the fuck up, dude."
Well, I mean, it seems like he just told them to like just have fun.
yeah.
Yeah,
for
Don't
it.
take it seriously.
yeah, like he's looking at them going, "This movie is called Moonfall. You are not aiming for a fucking
An
Oscar in this
no,
shit.
no.
So give us your best fun movie fucking performance, you know?"
Silly
Yeah,
this time.
I mean, and that's it. I mean, like it was just silly and goofy, and just it was the perfect popcorn film. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I sent
I mean,
Travis a popcorn emoji. While we were
Yeah,
talking
that's-
about it, I just sent him a popcorn. I was like, "This is fucking theater movie right here, dude. This is
yeah.
you ain't got to think too hard.
No,
It ain't gonna send you for a loop. It is what it is."
yeah.
It's gonna spell it out.
So I didn't know that he wrote Independence Day. I
Yeah.
didn't know that. Makes sense.
This
And
is
Stargate.
our
He's working on the Stargate.
Independence Day. Yeah, I'm hoping that'd be cool if they did that.
Like this guy's made a career off destroying
Well,
big
just,
cities.
yeah, Doom movies, fucking just the end of the world, apocalypse. Like,
yeah,
it's kind of cool. This is my first apocalypse movie I've seen since we lived through our own, you know?
mm-hmm. Which one?
I'm just going to say the last 2.5 years.
The ongoing.
It's still going.
One.
Yeah,
But,
I mean,
it was
we've
silly
lived through a
goose, dude.
couple of apocalypses,
have.
dude. The Mayans.
Yeah. Did you guys know that in Ethiopia right now it's 2013? Did y'all know
How?
that? They use a different calendar than us. They have 13 months. Every month has 30 days in it, except for the 13th month, and then they just put the rest of the days in that month. Might have 4, might have 5. Yes.
That's
Weird, right? Since
Wow.
when? Is that some Mandela
Because-
shit? Like, has that always been that
time,
way?
Because time doesn't matter.
They like, exactly. There is no time when you can just do that.
Yeah.
I mean, they're years behind us. I think it's 7 or 8. I don't know why I thought of that. Anyway.
That's so crazy.
Whenever they introduced Samuel Tarley, I'm sorry, I don't remember the fucking character's name. KC, that's it. When they introduce him into it, and he's like, "I'm a major structurist," and you're like,
Yeah. What do you say? What do they
I
call
don't know.
those things?
Part of me was thinking that the movie was gonna end on some sort of positive note, like it did, but I was thinking on a much grander scale.
I
was like,
figured
dude,
somebody was gonna die.
Well, I was
somebody's
like,
gonna have to stay here. Like,
well, they kept talking about mega structures,
Yeah.
obviously, throughout the film. I was like, it would be crazy if we're watching this slow motion deployment of a Dyson sphere around the Earth.
Yeah.
Like this violent, chaotic, fucking just like it's opening up, man. It's gonna wipe out humanity, and then it's some last shot would be like some other people rolling up.
dude, this movie knew.
And I even jokingly told my oldest we watched it together today, and I was like, it's gonna be funny in this movie if it's like, all this was made by us from the future.
I was about to say, the way they broke that down, they just gave it all to you.
Yeah.
Your
every
ancestors
little
did
bit.
this, and they sent it out. It was like an arc, and it would go off and start life in new places. And it's like, that's kind of what we're trying to do.
Well, what I thought was cool was the way they made the moons look, like when they were making them at the moon factory.
Yeah. Pumping them out. This was the only one that made it out too. Like,
it made me think of the there's this book by Jack McDevitt called Odyssey, and it's this large hadron collider that they built in deep space, and they're doing the same type of shit that they're doing on Earth, but just on a grander scale. And in that book, one of the antagonists is this set of spheres that just roll up. They do the same shit that the AI did to the main characters in this where they can get in your mind. They come to you as, something familiar and all of that. And it looked like he read that book and was like, I'm going to make that just be part of my movie.
Yeah.
Because, no, because like that they roll up and they're just like, all right, what y'all are doing is fucked up and is against the legitimate natural order of the universe. We're about to blow this bitch up. Here's your warning shot. Vacate the premises. We're dismantling this shit. And that's what they have to deal with in the book. But like in this movie, though, like that it looked like that's what those things reminded me of. That's all I'm saying. But
Right.
I was like, that would be
that was so funny.
the
It's
moon
like,
or
well, we're on the
bust.
same page.
Yeah.
They go to
Fuck
get
the
that thing, and
moon.
I'm like, yo, there's no way you could just go take that rocket. You know what I'm saying?
No.
Get it out. It's like,
drive
dude,
it, yeah.
roll it down the road,
Yeah.
and then it work. Like,
yeah.
they're like, oh,
Well,
well, we only have,
Dust that
we're
thing
down
off
one
like it
engine.
had a tarp draped on it,
But
Let me just
luckily
go get
for
my.
us, the moon's
go get
about
the
to be right
Endeavor.
over us, and it's going to pull us to it. Dude, everything
Yeah.
that could go wrong during that launch went fucking wrong. Like, but they still made it.
yeah.
There was earthquakes. There was a tsunami coming. It was pulling water up. I'm like, that fucking helicopter's gone, right? Like,
Yeah.
do we ever
yeah.
see them again? Like,
And speaking of this, okay, I'm over here like she's supposed to get on the helicopter
yeah,
with her kid,
yeah.
and then they're like, "No, fuck all that. We're gonna let my
Yeah.
son,
We got
the
a driver
criminal."
now.
Yeah, we're
No,
gonna let my
speaking
son,
of
the
that-
criminal drive.
Speaking of that, there's one part in this movie where I like at first I kind of chuckled, and then when the second part kicked in, I just openly laughed. At the end when they have the big reuniting scene,
Yeah.
and it cuts to Halle Berry and her kid, and they're
Cool.
like, "Where's Dad?" And it's like, "Oh, oh, that sucks,"
I thought he was going to show
And
up.
And I was like, she's rolling that off pretty easily.
Yeah. Well, she's going to
Yeah,
get back
then-
with him.
no.
I mean,
And then the minute they say that fucking Michael Peña's character dies, Wilson looks at the wife and goes, "I'm so sorry."
yeah, the way he said that was like,
I
I
so
laughed
sorry.
so hard. Me and my kid laughed, dude. I was like, they don't give a
No,
fuck
he's going to be
about the
knocking
people who.
boots.
Yeah,
They
like,
really did.
the most
Like-
inconvenient part of their lives was gone, but for both of them.
Yeah, right. I mean, Jesus.
And Michael
Christ.
Peña comes in fucking hitting you with the feels like left, right. Well,
Yeah.
for one brief moment,
he
they were like,
redeemed himself because he was this
Well,
dickhead.
well, he reminded everyone, hey, like, there's
Well,
good actors.
But
in
here's
this
what
movie.
sucks about that. Like, he redeemed himself, but he didn't tell the little girl. You tell them that I stayed behind and died so you could live. Make
Yeah,
sure
right.
they know I gave you my oxygen mask. Like,
Yeah.
Just the way he said, "I'm so sorry."
Yeah,
it
I'm
made me
so
lose it.
sorry.
And like
But I'm fucking
in
you
that
later, you know?
in that situation, right? Like just to be like real, they could have, I don't know, shared the oxygen tank, right?
Yeah, they could have put it. It wasn't far to the thing.
Yeah. Like they could have.
You
both
breathe a
made
little
it.
bit, me breathe. You breathe. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like Titanic, dude. They could have both fit on the fucking board, you know?
Yeah.
I mean,
What? Like, well, what?
yeah.
But
I
mean,
so sorry.
it wouldn't be a disaster movie if
Yeah.
it didn't have like some
Somebody's
like, dumb
husband or
shit.
wife has to die. Like,
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
at least it was.
And I
him.
mean, I don't mean like dumb shit in a bad way. It's just
Yeah.
But
like
I do.
it's dumb
But
shit.
I do, Artem. Like in my head, this is going to be the sequel to Independence Day, and I'm going to forget Resurgence ever happened. This makes more sense to me.
He might get another one.
Yeah.
He left it open.
Yeah, that's what made me laugh.
We've got
too,
a lot
is
of
that I
work
was
to
like,
do, huh?
a sequel cliffhanger? Are you fucking kidding me? Like, like when it showed him in the room, I'm like, oh shit, they uploaded his brain. I'm like,
Yeah.
that's cool.
I figured he would.
That was.
I was thinking when he went in there, I was like, he's going to be a part of it somehow. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, the technologies, they were able to recreate his kid.
Yeah.
Well, now
We
when he
uploaded his
pitches
conscience.
Moonfall 2, he's like, so where does the movie start? All right. So you guys have seen Lawnmower Man, right?
Oh
It's like,
God.
This
But no,
dude's
I-
about to
Planet
get
is
back at
fucked
everyone that
up.
said he was crazy. Oh, dude, yeah, man.
Fucked
Like,
up.
it's gonna be a thing where there's gonna be two characters like at a coffee shop sipping. They're like, "So what do you do?" And it's like, I work for the State Department cleanup division." And the guy's like, "Oh, me too."
Yeah.
Like, that's the
Buzz
only job
Aldrin.
on it. Like,
If I ever get a cat, dude, it's Buzz Aldrin.
yeah, right.
Kaspersky had a little ad in the movie
Yeah.
several times.
I noticed a lot of the nods and stuff were things that I was like. One of the things I noticed now was Tencent one of the companies that our country sanctioned,
The
or
Chinese company?
like a big stink went down with.
The Chinese company, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, we did. Well, I
'Cause
think
this
don't they
movie-
own TikTok, right?
This movie straight up feels like a Chinese blockbuster.
It does.
Yeah.
Like the whole time, and I don't mean that in a bad way. I'm just saying, like on a filmmaking level, this
Yeah.
is like I could see this movie being a total hit in China.
Yeah. I mean, it was the wandering Earth, but the moon was falling. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
it had that feel to it. And it looked, I mean, Wandering Earth looked great. You know what I mean? So, like, but, you know, it's, I enjoyed it. Like, I
Yeah,
didn't think
I
I would
did.
enjoy it as much as I actually did. But I just turned my brain off.
Yeah, dude, just watched it.
Yeah. I mean,
What I noticed about all the reviews, man, was like critic reviews, not good.
yeah.
But this is not a critic review type movie, dude.
No.
Still better than the last Fast and the Furious.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
But the audience score across the board's higher on everything. Like
Of
the
course,
audience enjoy
right?
it. It's like, dude, it's just a silly goose movie. Like, what would, you just imagine what would happen if the moon did that? Here's a fucking movie. And it's
Yeah.
got Halle Berry in it. That would have been my thing.
Like-
If I'd have been up there, I'd have been like, hey, we could all die soon.
I mean,
Just
dude,
saying.
all you got to do is throw some time travel, and it's straight up Majora's Mask all over
Yeah,
again.
that moon.
Yeah, right. Put a face on it.
Dawn of the third day, you know.
Yeah. But yeah, I enjoy. I mean, it's not a perfect movie, but it's not supposed
It
to be a
wasn't
perfect
trying to
movie.
be.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Like,
You could tell it was like they know what they're making here. Like,
yeah, it was perfect for what it was. You know what I
just
mean?
cheesy, over the top,
Yeah,
big
Patrick
budget.
Wilson,
Yeah.
fucking
so
dude from Game of
sorry.
Thrones. I love Patrick Wilson though, for real.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like he's like super, super underrated. You know,
Mm-hmm.
but that's just me, man.
Dude, I know he's done his fair share of Kate movies, like superhero films and shit.
And
If they
Insidious.
ever made a live action Invincible, I want him to be Omni-Man.
Patrick Wilson,
Yes, I want him to, like,
because
dude, the
you
way
love
he,
him so much.
yeah, and just have him just annihilate the fucking people at the beginning, dude,
Yeah,
would be like just setting the tone, and he could do it. It would be crazy, dude.
yeah,
I know Omni-Man's supposed to be a little bit older, but like I think he could pull it off. And it's his son he's got to, deal with that's invincible and everything. So
yeah. I mean, the first movie that I remember watching him in was Hard Candy,
Yeah.
and that's a fucking nutty movie.
see,
You know what I mean?
I was exposed to him via Watchmen. Then I went
Yeah.
back and watched Hard Candy.
Yeah, I get that.
So I guess I feel like what got to me first was his superhero shit. So seeing him in those type of movies is something I'm like, yeah, man, throw him in it. He's good.
Yeah,
He was a half decent Owlman, I guess.
I mean, he fit the role, you know.
Yeah.
So, But anyway, I'm gonna give the movie a half star.
I'm gonna give it a
Like,
star.
I mean, it's a movie that I could pop on at any time and like
Yeah.
half-ass pay
You don't even
attention.
have to pay
Yeah,
attention.
You know what I mean?
You clean
Yeah.
your house. You clean your house to this movie.
Yeah, exactly.
Um,
But yeah, that's where I stand with it.
I'm gonna give it a whole. What you got, Trav?
I think for the sake of going with what you guys have kind of been saying, like it's not a perfect movie, but it's it's for the absurdity. I give it a
Yeah.
star.
I did not expect that. I was trying to get to the 2.
I was
Yeah.
like
I didn't
I
expect
feel
that.
like I'm giving it a full star because it is such a ridiculous movie.
Well, it's over the top.
Like
Good.
you could put this movie under both good and bad categories.
Yeah.
Like it could be it's Schrodinger's film.
Yeah.
Under one lens, you're like, this is amazing, and on the other, you're like, what the fuck am I
This is
watching?
terrible.
Yeah.
And
But it was so good though.
but yeah, I think it's definitely a 2.5 star film.
Oh yeah, for
It's
like
not
all day.
it's not perfect, but it knows it's not, and
Yeah.
we know it's not. It's let's be meta with our rating here.
Yeah. But it was, I mean, like we fucking almost overanalyze every movie that we watch. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And
Well, it gets
it's like a palate cleanser. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
yeah.
It was.
Like, yeah,
Yeah,
like,
it was.
it
They're
was
like,
like,
we were off last week, had a break. Griffin went on vacation,
yeah,
and it was
back.
just good to come back with like this kind of movie because we don't normally watch these kinds of movies on the
No.
podcast.
Well,
No.
this movie was like every other $5 bargain buy B movie that you see at all the stores. This is that with a way better budget.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It
yeah.
was way better.
Yeah. So,
I see this movie being part of a rotation on Sci-Fi for sure.
yeah,
they'll
For
be
anyone
making
that's
spinoffs.
still rocking cable, you know.
I'm adding the stars to the spreadsheet.
yeah, boy. And the joke does make sense. So did y'all watch Moon Knight?
Sure did.
2
Dude,
episodes, right?
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I watched that first episode twice.
Oh.
Like I watched it by myself the first time, and then I was like, Marina, you like stuff like this. Like she loves Split, you know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
Yeah. And I was like, come on, like it's kind of like Split, but like without like all the crazy shit going on. And she's like, I
Yeah, but
think
with
I like it.
pyramids.
Yeah, right.
Oh.
So, but I watched that first episode twice, and it was fucking great.
Oh, dude, the whole part where we get the suit reveal,
Oh,
where he's
man.
standing in the corridor, and his reflection's like, all right, dude, it's time for you to fucking step up. Like,
Yeah.
let me fucking do the shit. And
Yeah.
then you just see the door blow off the hinges. That thing's trying to leave, and it just gets drugged back in, and he's fucking just beating the brakes off of it.
Yeah.
I was like, that's how you fucking reveal some shit, you know?
Well, you know, I
Yeah.
didn't know any of the source material. So I like to
Same
go
here.
and watch heavy spoilers. After you watch an
Yeah.
episode, go watch that because he's always like, let me give you the Easter eggs here. So you see a lot of him in 3 mirrors.
Yeah.
And that's
A
the
lot.
3 different, a lot.
Yeah.
And that's the 3 different personalities. It's nice. It's
Yeah.
cool because you don't notice that when you're watching. It's just like a lot of mirrors, but
Now, I didn't watch the video, and I'm not sure if it was either Screen Rant, Emergency Awesome, or any of the other great like Easter egg content creators. But I did see a thumbnail that was like, there's a theory that there is another personality that's yet to reveal itself.
Yeah. So he's supposed to have 3
yeah. And the source
distinct
material.
person. Yeah.
Yeah.
So there's Mark, there's Steven, and then there's Jake.
Which one's the rich guy?
So
One of them's
in
like
the-
a billboy, kind of billboy. Whoa.
In the-
Billionaire playboy.
yeah,
a billboy.
No, in the
Like a
source
Bruce
material,
Wayne type character, you know?
yeah, that character is actually Steven.
Yeah, that's the one
But
that's
they-
working in the It makes
Yeah,
sense.
they changed the. But here's the thing, though. Like Steven could be that character. He
Could
just
be.
doesn't know it. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, well, like, we don't know who his family is yet. He's like, "Oh, you're talking to her again?" It's like,
yeah.
what happened with his mom? Like, who is his mom? Like, does he even know?
Well, the
Who's that
main
guy he
person.
keeps talking to?
Well, if
The
he's the
mime?
if he's the rich guy,
What if that's his
if he's
dad?
if Steven's the real rich person, whatever, how he's behaving could
Oh, he's
be
posh.
whatever happened between him and his mother could have been something that did some sort of strain on his psyche that
Maybe
caused
fucked him
him to
up.
have.
Well, so the main in the source material, the main personality is Mark.
Yeah.
So,
So
like,
the body
well, like,
belongs to Mark.
Mark, in the
Yeah.
source material, Mark died. He told him that. He saved us.
yeah, yeah,
Mark dies, and that thing brings him back. But he's got you got a debt you got to pay.
yeah. You got to fulfill
I
the
mean,
contract. You know.
He's going to get us
Um,
killed.
So, like, Steven's mom doesn't exist. Like, I'm pretty sure that Mark is sending the postcards to Steven.
Oh.
You know what I mean? Yeah. Because, like, I mean, if he is a different identity that he has created, he wouldn't, like, there's no parent, there's
Yeah,
no
you don't have
friend.
a
You know what I
mom.
mean? Yeah, exactly.
He's got him in this little identity bubble where he don't know anything.
Mhm. Yeah.
One thing I was very
Cool.
like, because like with Adam, I don't know a whole lot of Moon Knight's background just because he's one of those characters that he only shows up in the crossovers of the characters that I do read and enjoy.
Yeah.
And so it's been fun being able to see a story that I don't know where it's going in any kind of angle, you know?
Yeah.
I appreciate those a lot more now than back when it all kicked off, you know?
Right. Yeah. Yeah. For sure. I'm excited for the next episode. I really do like how they did that first episode and how they introduced, because they kind of give you a little bit of a slow burn into what's actually going on. You know what I mean? And they do
Yeah.
such a cool job. Like, whenever it shows him start to pass out and it gets all crazy for a second, and then he wakes back up as Steven, and, like, there's just bodies laying around him and he's got blood all over him and stuff like that. Like,
That transition makes me think of that it's like those sequences in Fight Club when Tyler Durden's staring at fucking
yeah,
the
yeah,
camera and it's all fucking wobbly and shit. That's what it made me think of.
yeah, right. So, and then I like on the second episode where, like, you get Mr. Knight. You know, they show us Moon Knight in the first episode. Second episode, we get Mr. Knight, which is like, his costume is cool as fuck. Like, I think I like the suit a little bit better than the regular Moon Knight. You know what I mean? It's just
When he rolls up the sleeves, he's like, "You in my yard now."
yeah, yeah,
Well, I love that they weren't afraid to let it be comical. It's a fucking comic story.
yeah, yeah,
Like it got ridiculous for a second, and it's a ridiculous premise.
yeah.
Which Khonshu looks fucking awesome,
Terrifyingly awesome.
but there's it's almost like there's kind of a Venom
Oh,
dynamic
yeah, that's
at
what I
play.
said. Yeah, the way he talks to him.
Yeah,
Yeah, where he's like, punch him in, like, collapse his throat. Like,
Yeah. Did you just throw the gun at him? You're gonna get us
yeah,
killed.
yeah,
Give me the
it's
body
like,
back.
oh god, the idiot's back, you know?
Yeah. Real funny.
yeah. Really, really funny. And what's crazy about it is, like, and this is something that dude kind of revealed in an interview. God damn it, what's his name?
Oh, the act Oscar Isaac.
Oscar Isaac, yeah. So he revealed in the interview that he hasn't got a traditional Marvel contract, right? And the writers came out kind of in response to that and said, like, we're not going to force Moon Knight shit to happen. If people like Moon Knight, that's great. If we find the right stories to inject Moon Knight into it, then of course we're going to have Oscar Isaac come back to play Moon Knight.
course.
You know what I mean?
Well, if you guys recall that goes absolutely on par with what Marvel released like sometime last year, where they were like, "Hey, we're redoing how we contract our actors now for our properties."
Yeah.
And maybe this has a connection with it, as in, hey, we're going to start putting out more fringe level characters, which I'm not
Yeah.
saying Moon Knight's fringe by any means, but like, we're going to start putting out probably some of the more lesser known characters, I guess is a better way to put it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
I mean,
if
I
they
wouldn't know who he
work and
was if it
can
wasn't
become
for
a
the show.
franchise, we'll come back to the table and talk. But
I think they'll tie it in with that. Was it Black Knight?
Yeah, so there's a theory going around that Moon Knight, Black Knight, Blade, and there was like one or two other characters were going to kind of
the Midnight Suns, I think.
Form a
yeah,
group.
yeah. And because they of course Black Knight's going to take place cuz Black Knight is supposed to take place in the same place in the same area that Moon Knight's taking place in. I don't know if that's true or not, but that's the
Now,
rumors.
now, something on the more like branding side of it to go with what we're talking about. I want to say film theorists were talking about it as well, but I can't remember if it's documented on the podcast. But I know Griffin and I discussed this in the past. If they're eventually going to do a sort of Marvel Knights branding,
Yes.
and I'm I'm on the bandwagon of thinking that's finally happening.
Yes.
Simply because what they've done is they've rearranged their terms now since they've uploaded the Netflix Marvel properties.
Yeah.
I noticed when I actually sat down to watch episode 1 of Moon Knight, I had to re-sign in to allow myself access to the TV mature content.
Yeah.
And it's like they're priming their service not just to carry those previous shows, but they're getting it set up now to where the more adult content, comic stuff can start being pumped out and made, and there's an area to put it. And and I think it was film theorists that they theorized that they're going to call it Marvel Knights, and I mean that's kind of what you and I had been talking about for years.
Yeah. And I mean, here's the thing too, man. It's like that stuff like Moon Knight so far hasn't been any more like mature than some of the other stuff. Like they have shown blood and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Like not compared to like, of course Daredevil and
Yeah.
fucking, like that was way more violent. But I think what the Marvel Knight stuff is going to be more or less is going to be the themes. Because like
the psychology that's at play in Moon Knight right now.
Yeah. And then if you
cult
bring
mentality, all that stuff, absolutely.
Yeah. And I think that there is like a very like much needed place for that in Marvel because like once they bring Ghost Rider in and if they put Ghost Rider in this situation where he's dealing with hell and demons and stuff like that, like it doesn't have to be overly violent or overly grotesque. It's just maybe not something that you want your children.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
well, I mean, and the most popular of all of this R-rated stuff right now is Deadpool, and
yeah, exactly.
it's got its place in the lineup now, and it seems like they're getting their streaming services primed for it. They're slowly with the way they're, like you said, Griffin, they're injecting more mature themes into the properties, or more mature ideas. It's starting to get to where there's going to have to be a split,
So they added all that stuff and people went in and pulled it up. So they didn't change Daredevil. Well, they didn't change none of that. They just put it on there.
Right.
But they did, however, go back and remove scenes from Falcon, Winter Soldier, because of violence.
Well, they also...
but I wonder, they probably got that under a different category now. They're like, okay, so that's under this category. This is going to be under this. And I know at the end of Moon Knight, either the end or the beginning, you get a thing about mental health. There's a phone number.
One thing I noticed to go with what you were saying about edits, Adam, they also had an article I read where they've went in and removed Stan Lee's cameo in The Punisher for some reason, or his tribute or whatever.
Wonder why.
That's
For
random.
Maybe the estate
reasons
didn't like
I
it
have no
because
idea.
he's dead and they did it anyway.
I could have been. It could have violated that for very much. That's
It would be
something
up
that
to
I
the
wish.
estate.
Yeah.
That's something I wish that, or I hope they eventually go back and revisit, is some of the Netflix actors, which they've already done it with Charlie Cox and Daredevil.
I think we're gonna see him.
I would really like to have more John Bernthal Punisher.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he's voiced that. He's like, I want to play the Punisher.
Yeah.
Like if I'm
Because
playing
they were-
anything, I'm playing the Punisher.
Yeah, because people were like, "What about playing Wolverine?" And he's basically was like,
'Cause-
"Fuck Wolverine."
Yeah. I'm the
because
Punisher.
honestly, even though there's a lot of great stuff that's with the Netflix properties, I know you saw the whole mission through, Griff. I know I kind of tapered off there with Luke Cage and Jessica Jones, and I didn't even bother with Iron Fist or the Defenders. And that's something I'm eventually going to go back and at least probably watch Defenders.
Yeah.
But just for the moment of season 2 of Daredevil, where we get the recreation of the sequence from Frank Miller, where Punisher's got him tied up on the rooftop, and they have their big debate about how their approach to the crime fighting. I know we've talked about it before, but that's like the best scene Netflix did with the Marvel property, was recreating that moment.
Yeah. So, after watching Moon Knight and what they've been able to accomplish, and like the standard that they've set, because we're getting 6 episodes of Moon Knight. We're going to get in, we're going to get out. There's stories that I hope they adapt that I haven't even read yet. I've just read I've just heard about them through like heavy spoilers and stuff. Like there's a story arc of Moon Knight, Trav, where like he's in an insane asylum, and like gods, the different Egyptian gods are there as doctors, and like the jackals are like the what do they call them, the guys that like keep everything under control, the bouncers.
The warden's guards, whatever.
Yeah. And it's like it's all kind of taking place in his head, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And like that, like I looked it up on Amazon whenever I first heard about that story, because I'm like, that's fucking cool as fuck, you know what I mean? So, and they're alluding to there may be some, drops in this where possibly in his own head, like maybe Steven or maybe Mark ties Steven up and puts him in a straitjacket or something. You know what I mean? Like maybe that's how he like finally like fully like just loses control of everything or whatever. But I do like that approach where they're like, we're going to put Moon Knight out there. We've got a good story. We're going to do the story. And then
what I've noticed is that it's God damn it. It was sorry, I was trying to hold on to that thought and listen to what you're saying at the same time. I apologize. Keep going. It'll come back to me.
But I do like that approach where they're bringing in some of these more like B and C tier characters that most people don't know about, and they're going to do a season, do a couple of episodes with them, and then gauge audience reaction. And instead of being like, okay, the audience really likes this character, we're going to like put them in everything. They're like, no, we want to put them in what's right. So Moon Knight, like if the series continues to be as good as it's been these first 2 episodes, when he shows up again, and it'll inevitably happen, people are going to be so goddamn excited to see him. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, and which that actually brought the thought back. Even though I don't know much about Moon Knight personally, on as far as a reader is concerned, I do know that the fandom of Moon Knight is just like any Marvel character. The people that do like that character and they're like, that's my go-to when I want to read.
Yeah.
They're I don't mean it in a fanboyish way, but like there's a faithful fan base for Moon Knight.
Oh yeah. Absolutely. I would be interested to see what like a hardcore Moon Knight fan thinks about the series so far,
I feel like Marvel isn't deviating from their formula too much, despite some of the stuff we've been talking about. I think just like the characters that we are well acquainted with, it seems like they're still doing that same approach where it's more of a patchwork, like a loose adaptation where it can still be its own character, but hit all the high notes that people want them to hit.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised if that's the same, probably, effect that fans of the character from the comics are getting.
Yeah. But yeah, I've enjoyed it so far. Can't wait for the next episode. And Oscar Isaac, man, he is
dude.
putting on a fucking
Acting
clinic
his
over here.
ass off. Like,
Yeah, dude.
I've
he's
been
even
enjoying
doing the voice of the fucking dude. He's
Well, like,
fucking gonna get us killed. That's him.
Really?
Yes, dude. He does all three voices.
I thought it was F. Murray Abraham.
Now, I went and looked, and he said he was all three.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. He's pulling a fucking Tom Hardy. Man.
I mean, they're definitely
That's cool.
They've pitch shifted it down,
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, obviously, yeah.
But what's cool about this though, man? Like you have this Moon Knight come out of nowhere, dude. I didn't even know it existed, right?
Yeah.
Mhm.
And they drop that, and it's like this is a banger, dude. It's like, hey, Marvel, what else you got?
Yeah,
like
exactly.
We don't have to stay on these legacy characters forever. What else you got, man?
Yeah. And here's one thing that does kind of suck, in my opinion. It's like, I'm so happy they're doing Blade. I'm so happy they cast Marshall Ali to play Blade and everything. But at the same time, how much better would it be if it was 6 episodes? You know what I mean? Like, I'm glad they're doing a film. I'm glad that all that's happening. I'm excited for it, of course. But like, we're going to get 2 hours as opposed to getting like 6 hours. You know what I mean? So I don't know, man. To me, like, fuck the movies. You know what the movies should be for Marvel, in my opinion? The movies should be like the fucking crossover events that happen in the comics. Like whenever they did the fucking Secret Wars crossover, or whenever they did like fucking any of those big crossovers,
or just like an annual.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Well, and that should be that, and everything else should be like they could do 4 episodes. Could you imagine?
I do know that if they treat it right, if they keep the course that they're doing, and say they do form a group with Black Knight, Blade, Moon Knight, and whomever else they're gonna add.
Yeah,
it would be interesting if they're setting up like an 11th hour like clutch team. Like they're gonna set it up, they're gonna leave it where you're like, okay, that happened, that story's told, whatever, and then you're watching this other shit, and then in an Avengers movie, you just have this moment where you're like, Jesus, all right, they can't do the portals, that's been done with Endgame, they can't do any of the other ones, and then out of nowhere, you just see a creature get like a fucking, I don't know, like a shuriken style fucking knife taken to them and they're dead. Then you see some other shit, like you see them get ghosted, and then you just see the Suns fucking walk out.
Yeah, I gotta correct that. You were right. It is Murray Abraham.
It's been like 3 or 4 years since the last fucking episode of whatever show sealed the deal.
Yeah.
When I saw on his IMDb, he plays Mark Spector, Moon Knight, Stephen Grant, Mr. Knight. So yeah, it is. When I saw the extra name, I was like, well, he's Moon Knight. But it is F. Murray Abraham. He does the voice of the.
I'm digging the animation they do for when he starts to suit up. The way it starts to wrap him and
yeah.
Like I was like, that's very Egyptian Iron Man of him,
Yeah, right. Yeah.
What was cool too in the first episode, like you don't really know what's going on with that, so they're not showing you. So what they would do is this thing with a camera, it would go into his face.
Yeah.
And then it would just start pulling back, and like he's holding a gun in his hand. Like, what the fuck happened? The truck's facing the wrong way. Like,
yeah.
Oh yeah,
that was really cool.
He's got the scarab in his hand, but it's caked in blood.
He's like, what the fuck did I do? Give me the body
Did he
back.
just rip that out of someone's gut?
Yeah.
I will say when they I felt like I had been watching the show through the wrong lens because I was taking it so seriously when it started and everything. Like, of course, there were the funny moments with Steven being mild-mannered and like, oh, hey, I'm fucking awkward and shit. Like, I got that. But you know what I mean, right?
Yeah, fucking awkward.
Yeah, I mean, I don't sleep well. But Anyways, whenever he's falling out of the building and he lands in the Mr. Knight suit, and he stands
Yeah.
up, he turns around, and dude's like, "What the fuck are we wearing, man?"
Yeah.
And like, they have that little back and forth. I
He's like, I think I
like
look
that. It was
good.
yeah. He was like, "Dude, we look pretty dapper, dude."
It's been great, man, and I'm excited for the rest.
Ethan Hawke's
I've
been good.
Yeah, I love Ethan Hawke,
I've been
man.
waiting for one of you guys to bring him up. Like, how like old lady is he rocking that look right now? Like,
I mean, he's
but he's dude,
that's what happens when a man walks on broken glass,
Yeah, dude.
Trav.
dude. That's what no, that's what happens when your first day on the job is rolling with Denzel Washington.
Yeah, right.
Go home, you'll go to jail.
Dude, I love Ethan Hawke, and I'm so glad that they cast him. And I love this idea where it's like they both are avatars of different gods. So, and like he was the previous avatar of Kanchi or whatever. So it's an interesting dynamic where like, is he really a bad guy?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I love that about it, where you kind of want to trust him, but you kind of can't.
Yeah.
Well,
Nah, I
when
trust him.
he's taking dude through the commune, and
Yeah,
he's like, "Let me guess." He's saying, "You're the fist of justice."
He's like, yeah, can you hear him?
like when he's naming off all the shit,
He's trying to gain
You're
his
like,
trust.
like that's a good villain,
yeah,
And it's gonna be interesting. And of course, it's just like the classic thing of all superheroes, all their origin films. Their first enemy with Marvel, their first enemy is always the inverted version of themselves.
yeah.
And I mean, it feels like it's going along the same trajectory.
Yeah, absolutely. But I don't know. Ethan Hawke kind of adds a different dynamic to that, especially when it's going to be like, how is that god going to look? It's a fucking alligator head,
Yeah.
Like what the fuck? But yeah, dude, good stuff. Great things,
Can't wait for the next episode.
Tomorrow.
Mm.
So, y'all want to hit some movie news real quick?
Yeah.
Yeah, boy. So first up here, so the Northman director, right, Robert Eggers. Hold on a second. Robert Eggers has been trying to work on a remake of Nosferatu, right? And he said here it's fallen apart twice. So it says some movies grab the attention from the moment they are rumored to be in development, and one such film is the remake of German vampire movie Nosferatu, which has been often on the radar for several years. The Northman director Robert Eggers was said to be behind the new take on the 1922 movie, but while promoting his new movie, Eggers has admitted that he isn't sure the film will ever happen. Having been rumored to have Harry Styles attached to star, and at one point or another being linked to Willem Dafoe, mostly by fan posters and begging, Nosferatu seems destined to become one of those mythical, never-to-be-seen ventures that everyone seems to be behind but never comes to fruition. This is something that Eggers has acknowledged, along with the belief that he feels the project may be under some kind of curse. Dude, I don't know. Edgar's told IndieWire, it's fallen apart twice. I've been trying to get the word out because the word did carry that Harry Styles was going to be in the movie. I just want to be clear that he was going to be Hutter and not Nosferatu himself. I've been trying so hard, and I just wonder if um, Marnou's ghost is telling me, like, you should stop. So, and then it goes into the breakdown. Nosferatu was released in 1922. Has become one of the first movies to have adapted Bram Stoker's novel Dracula. So, I mean, his style,
Yeah, it'd be good.
I think it would be great. And I mean, Nosferatu is public domain, right? It
I believe
has to
so.
be. 1922,
Yeah, I believe so. Yeah, it's all over YouTube, so.
Yeah. So, and I love the original Nosferatu. I've watched it several times.
What's that movie about it? That one's good with Malkovich in it.
Yeah, and Willem Dafoe was in that too,
Yeah, that was a
right?
good one. Yeah,
Didn't they? Yeah, we should do that on the pod sometime, dude.
it's
I
pretty
haven't
good.
watched that movie in years, um, but yeah, that would be. I mean, it would be great if he gets to do it. My thing is like, if it's public domain, all that good stuff, just crowdfund it.
Yeah.
Like, I
Well,
mean, I would be a producer.
what's amazing about that is that even now he can't just get any movie made because I would any company. If he
Yeah,
came in, I'd be like, "What do you want? What do
yeah.
you need?" I mean, because you know it's going to be good.
Oh yeah. And what's crazy about the Northman? Some people are like, you have to be like well versed on like Viking culture and history and stuff to understand it and enjoy the movie. And I'm like, I don't know about that. You know, like, did you
Mhm.
pay attention?
Yeah,
You know what I mean? Like, come
yeah,
on, let's be real for a second here. You know, um, but yeah, I mean, if he wants to get it made that badly, like, I guarantee you, any streaming service would throw him enough money to do it.
oh yeah,
I mean, it's fucking Robert Eggers, you
right,
know? And like this is the first movie that he's put out, The Northman, that I've seen so much um promotion for it.
yeah,
Like it's everywhere, you know? So I really think that he's going to be like the big time. He's going to go to the next level, man. And rightfully so. He's put out some bangers.
yeah.
So next up here, Doctor Strange 2 has in-game level security with
Whoa,
no advanced press screenings. It says Marvel Studios has put a lot of effort into attempting to keep the secrets of Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness intact. Looks like the upcoming MCU movie is going to have the same level of security around it as Avengers Endgame to ensure that there are no leaks ahead of the film's release on May the 6th. It has been reported that there will be no full screenings of the movie until the Hollywood premiere, which is set to happen 4 days before the movie opens worldwide. So far, there have been a lot of rumors, and we mean a lot of rumors, about who may or may not appear in the film, who the villain is, how it will end, and what it means for the future of the MCU. Of course, there is very little of this confirmed, but it is safe to assume that some theories will prove to be correct and others will be way off the mark. For Marvel Studios' part, they will be wanting to make sure that as many people as possible don't find out either way until they sit in a cinema seat to watch the film.
which I
So it
will be
says
doing.
here, yeah, right. Disney will be giving Doctor Strange the Star Wars and Endgame treatment. No one sees the full film until 5/2. Reactions will follow the premiere. Reviews to drop the next morning. This is due to spoilers. Keeping the surprises hidden till as close to release as possible. I mean,
Gonna be a
that
big
in and
deal.
of its
Yeah,
yeah, that in and of itself really tells you what is gonna be going on here. You know
yeah,
what I mean? So, I'm excited, man. I wish that it was coming out, like, Friday.
yeah.
You know, I would totally go watch it, you know what I mean?
Hmm.
So, but yeah, that's gonna be great, man. And
I
it's
have an unpopular opinion about Doctor Strange too right now. I'm fucking over it. Like, I just want the movie to come out. You know what I
yeah,
mean?
Yeah,
yeah. I mean, I'm in the same
yeah. I
boat,
want
man.
to come out.
Well, I
I'm
mean,
ready
like,
for it.
well, I mean, it's like every day. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's so much hype going on. Like, they're just laying in on it,
Yeah,
and I'm just ready for it now. Like,
yeah. Well, we've got what, 3 weeks till it comes out?
It'll blow by.
So,
Be here before you
yeah,
know it.
I hope there's not a lot of blowback, you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Zzz.
well, if it's got the security like the article says, man, like that means there must be some heavy spoilers.
Heavy
Yeah,
spoilers.
I'm Paul.
Steven Spoilenberg.
Yeah. Next up here, we have Daniel Radcliffe planning directorial debut with script he wrote about the film industry.
Hmm.
So Radcliffe, best known for Harry Potter films, is planning to helm his own film as a director. Radcliffe has several acting credits to his name across films, television productions, and plays. His latest release is the action comedy The Lost City, in which he co-starred alongside Sandra Bullock and Channing Tatum. And now he's on his way to directing a film. Recently, while promoting The Lost City in an interview with Empire, Radcliffe revealed the idea of his film, which he plans to direct. This is what he had to say about it. I've got an idea for something that I've written. I'm hopefully going to direct. It will be in a couple of years' time because the next 18 months at least are pretty much accounted for already. So you're going to be in something Marvel related? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The actor was quick to give it the timeline, probably to avoid unnecessary press over his planned film before he actually gears up and kickstarts production. He avoided giving any details on the plot of the film, but did drop that the backdrop of its script is something to do with the film industry, talking about how the idea for his film came from his personal life experiences. He said this as well. People always say, write what you know. I've had a very unrelatable life, so I don't want to write that. But I have found a way of writing something that is kind of connected to the film industry about that. Radcliffe has been in the industry since he was a kid. He was roped in to play Harry Potter in the first film at the age of 11, and since then he has always been active in films in both the US and the UK. So it's pretty much understandable that the actor's most experiences are in and around his work in the industry.
I mean, granted, I was I was there for the ride with Harry Potter.
Yep.
We were the demographic those books were aimed at the time when we were younger. And I never would have expected him to go on and
No.
be, I mean, like, he's a
Be
damn good
fucking
actor.
Swiss Army man.
Yeah.
Never
Oh, A
expected
Young
that.
Doctor's Notebook.
Yeah.
That's
got
still the
chops.
best piece of work he's ever done, in my opinion.
What was
And
that,
he's done
Guns
a lot of
Akimbo?
good shit.
That
Yeah.
was pretty good.
What the fuck?
And
Yeah.
the range of movie he's went on to do, like, he's went from being a villain, a hero, a
dead
anti-hero, like, yeah, like,
Like, here's the thing.
he's,
Being a dead body ain't that hard, but like he acted as a dead body. Like
Yeah.
I mean,
Genius.
It was.
You know?
I mean,
It's a
he's
great
gonna
movie,
play
dude.
weird fucking owl.
yeah. See, that's what I was thinking. It says 18 months. It's like, so if you go to IMDb right now, it says it's filming that. But remember, we read the article, they had just wrapped.
Yeah.
They filmed it in like, what, a few weeks? It was like 3
I think
weeks
it
or
was
something,
like
a month.
20
Yeah.
days or 28 days, something like that. Yeah. I mean, and if he's tapped in, like maybe he is getting into something like comic book related or something. I mean, I wouldn't be mad at it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But what's crazy, like, first of all, I think that like Radcliffe is a great pick. I mean, even though he's picking himself to write and direct something like this
Yeah.
because
He's been doing it since he was a kid, man.
Yeah. So he's and also like with that, what he's been able to accomplish to avoid typecasting
Yes.
since he was a child actor. You know what I mean? Like,
Not so much for the other two.
yeah, exactly. Like he's really like kind of come into his own, and I think that a lot of that has to do with like the roles that he has taken because
Well,
like
it's almost like him and Elijah Wood had a very long conversation on how to survive the industry, and they both were like, because he's almost like an Elijah Wood kind of character.
yeah,
Not
exactly.
character, but person. And I don't mean that bad at
No.
all. Like,
I see why you said
but
that.
they seem to have a similar trajectory.
Yeah. Yeah. So, like when he came off of doing Harry Potter, he did Kill Your Darlings, which I haven't seen that. I kind of want to watch it, but I haven't seen that. But then he did Horns, right? That
Yeah.
was the first thing that he came off of Harry Potter for me that he did, and I
Yeah,
was like, holy
low.
shit! Like, yeah, exactly. And then that got me interested in Joe Hill and all that kind of stuff. But like him doing something like that,
Yeah.
because like he does that, then he does What If, and he plays Wallace in What If, which is like, you know, it's maybe a rom-com or whatever. And then he goes into A Young Doctor's Notebook. And then from there, he's just done like so many crazy things. You know what I
Like,
mean?
if you guys have not watched The Young Doctor's Notebook, I implore you to seek it out.
Yeah,
I mean, granted,
8 episodes, right?
it's a classic addiction story. It doesn't reinvent the wheel, but Daniel Radcliffe acts his fucking ass off in that whole damn run, dude.
It's got fucking Ham in it too, right?
hmm
I will
He plays
say,
he plays the older version of him.
out of Daniel Radcliffe and Elijah Wood, Daniel Radcliffe has made the better choices.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Like, what was it? Call Me Daddy? Probably would have been better with Radcliffe in it, you know?
Yeah.
I've appreciated Elijah Wood's approach to like creepy style horror though, because his version of Maniac was great.
I'm kind of excited to see what, to see Radcliffe's first outing. Like he's worked, the Harry Potter movies in and of themselves is like an amazing feat
Yeah.
for the time they came out. You know what I mean? So he's been around this his entire life. So he's naturally gonna like be good at it by proxy. You know what I mean? So I'm excited for him, man. Good for him. Good for you, Radcliffe. You know?
Yeah. Yeah.
So next up here, Marvel fans call for Sam Raimi's Spider-Man 4. Sony responds. Yesterday, Sam Raimi, while expressing his thoughts on directing Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness, teased his Spider-Man 4, which was sacked by Sony Pictures Releasing, who decided to reboot the franchise with The Amazing Spider-Man. His tease was based on the newly devised concept of the multiverse, which his upcoming film will dive into. Through multiverse, there would now be a possibility for several characters crossing over into the MCU from multiple fictional realities where other Marvel films such as the X-Men and Raimi Spider-Man films are set in. Excited by the idea, he realized that anything is possible and that if the chance arise, he would be up for directing his planned fourth Spider-Man film even 15 years after its predecessor was released.
Arise.
After
Arise, chance, arise.
After his statement, the fans lit up social media requesting Sony to greenlight the idea for the said film. The fans' request turned into something like a campaign with people tagging at Sony on Twitter. Probably after being bombed with notifications, the social media team took it upon themselves to respond to those requests. Answering a tweet featuring an article about Raimi's statement, the team responded, "Well, this has been fun for our mentions today. Friendly reminder: we're just the social team." The team made it. Yeah, that's the response. Yeah. The team made it clear that it's not in their rights to even escalate the fan request to a higher level, politely asking everyone to not mention the channel in further tweets. Also, the account is actually the official account of Sony Corporation, whereas it's the company's division, Sony Pictures Releasing, which directly supervises the film production business.
Yeah, they're like, we make TVs, we don't make movies.
Yeah,
we make
right?
radios.
Like come on, man.
Wrong
That's
page.
funny though. Yeah, that's so fucking funny though. But I mean, look, here's what I'll say. I think that like Doctor Strange is going to be massive, right?
Oh yeah.
I think that after Spider-Man and then of course after Raimi stepping into those director shoes once again for a superhero flick, Sony would be fucking stupid to not do to not do it.
Oh, you don't like money,
Yeah, exactly.
Because it's just print.
And yeah. And like here's the thing too, man, like it's the same thing with the Andrew Garfield stuff. Like it would be a disservice, in my opinion, to not have at least both of those Spider-Men come back for one more film.
Yeah,
You
maybe
know,
together in the same one, or
that would be
separately,
nutty.
or
Yeah.
Oh
they
man,
do them
when
separately and then you see them again. Because I think we're gonna see some Spider-Man and Doctor Strange. I mean,
Yeah,
that
for sure.
that
Right.
shot in No Way Home, man, when Andrew Garfield gets the second chance to save the damsel
oh
and he fucking pulls
Yeah.
it off, and he's just like the fucking facting
yeah,
going on in that moment was
his lip
Yeah.
was
it was
quivering,
it
his
was like
eyes were
it's almost
watered up, like
well, you get washed with the same levels of emotion that the character's conveying,
yeah,
kind of like at the end when Cap has that fucking look of relief when
Yeah.
everybody shows up. Like that dude goes through so many shades of emotion, and the same thing with with that one. That was I still
was
think that was
good.
probably the best scene in that movie.
Yeah.
I felt it.
I know, right?
Like,
So, I mean, like I said, dude, it would be an extreme disservice
yeah,
for them to not at least do
and
something
the
with
time is
that.
right, man.
Yeah.
Like, back then it just people wasn't liking where it was going, what was like. Now we're there. Everybody's connected. Marvel, Sony,
Yeah.
all the characters are at home.
Yeah.
Get it going.
Well, I'd say also too, especially with the superhero craze being what it is right now, make it while the people want it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And while you're allowed to do that, now you can have more than one Spider-Man, more than one.
Yeah.
It's okay. We're there.
Yeah.
Because the day will come when people are like, man, no more
Kinda over
superhero
it,
shit for
yeah.
a while, please.
Yeah.
Like right
Well-
now, we're still in the fever pitch of it,
Which
Well,
is
and
crazy
not
because
only-
it's what, 20 years?
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
And it's still early.
Yeah. And if like here's the thing, man, if they don't release this stuff in the next 2 to 3 years,
They're fucking up.
well they've lost their opportunity.
Well, yeah,
I
because
mean-
the window's gonna close with these actors.
You gotta strike while the
not
iron's
only
hot, dude.
not only age wise, but just these are ordinary people like us to the degree where they're eventually not gonna want to put a fucking Spider-Man like
Yeah.
the article Tom Holland had. He's like, when
play
I'm in my
Spider-Man
mid
forever.
30s, do I still want to keep
Yeah.
playing Spider-Man?
Yeah. Yeah, and I mean at the end of the day, like how much money are they going to be out and how much money are they going to possibly net over something
Oh,
like this?
man.
If they dump 80 to 100 million into a Spider-Man movie off of the hills of that last Spider-Man movie,
Yeah.
it's going to make so much money.
And that's all
They've
Sony.
got-
with a
Yeah.
property like Spider-Man and everything that it entails, absolutely a back end movie. Like the actors would probably come on for a pretty hefty fee, of course, but
Yeah.
the money's going to be made once it's out and it's
Dude.
made its gazillion dollars.
Each Spider-Man that appeared in No Way Home made $1 million.
Yeah.
Each.
So
That's it.
yeah, I mean, they're going to have to release it, in my opinion, before the next Tom Holland Spider-Man movie comes out. Like,
They need to get on it.
yeah. Because
And think about how much fatter those royalty checks have gotten for Maguire since
yeah.
Spider-Man's gotten popular again.
yeah, I know, right? And I mean, of course, both of these guys would come back. Like,
Oh, yeah.
and
dude.
really, could you imagine, like, if they start working on the next Holland Spider-Man movie now, it's going to be 3 to 5 years before we get that movie,
Mhm.
right? Raimi's coming off of Doctor Strange. They're almost done with press and everything for Doctor Strange.
Mhm.
He could go right in with his team,
Yep.
start working on it. We could get 2 years.
He's already got a
Spider-Man-
script.
Yeah,
Already
all
got it.
he'd
And
have
he's had
I
20
mean-
years to fucking make it better.
I mean, we
Yeah.
could have a new Raimi Spider-Man by 2025.
Exactly. And then a year later, or hell, even 2 years later, we could get the fucking, and maybe that's what they're going to do with like Venom and stuff, but we could still get the Garfield Spider-Man, get
Yeah.
the trilogy that we deserved out
Yeah.
of that.
Give him his
Well, now they could.
last movie.
Well, now they could theoretically tell a story where it builds up for whatever reason the next situation where the three of them might need to rely on each other.
Yeah. Yeah. And like, I don't know, man. It needs to happen. It needs to happen quick.
Yeah.
Real quick.
I do think too with the multiverse thing, I think it needs to be short-lived. Because since it's such an explosion of different
Everything.
scenarios,
Yeah.
I mean, really, they need to bookend it quick before it becomes, before it gets the same bad rap that people give time travel from time to time.
Yeah,
Definitely
exactly.
can't do it in every movie. That's
No.
then it kind of
Like, it
loses
needs-
its pizzazz. You know, it's
Yeah,
you just do it every time.
Yeah.
like the idea with Loki, WandaVision, No Way Home, and Doctor Strange telling a complete little multiverse arc. Good, you know, like move
Yeah.
along. Let's get
Well-
back to a streamline, you know.
Yeah.
Well, what's it called? A sacred timeline.
Yeah.
Like,
And
you know,
I kind of feel like that's the direction that everything's going, is like, I think that Doctor Strange is gonna like break everything,
Yeah.
and it's gonna be fucked up, and the rest of the phases
Yeah.
up until the next big bad is them trying to figure out how to
Yeah,
fucking
piece it
fix
back
the
together.
shit.
well,
Yeah.
what's gonna be interesting is if, well, despite all the quote unquote leaks that Strange has gotten so far, with the possibility of the Illuminati, all of the you know, the cameos, man, I'm still thinking all those cameo talks and everything, that is all misdirection. Because I would not be surprised if Doctor Strange ends, even with the whatever weird dimensional deity Strange has got to fight with in the movie. I wouldn't be surprised if we either get the last few seconds of the movie proper or the end credit. Kang's gonna show up and wipe it out,
Oh, that would be nuts.
and you're just like, oh shit, like he's destroyed, like, because that's what, to me, that's the best way to raise the stakes for Kang, is kind of like Thanos is, you know, getting his stones, you know, at the end of Ultron, he gets the gauntlet or whatever. Have it to where we see moments where Kang is straight destroying universes.
Yeah.
And he's like, let's jump to this next one. And he jumps to one and he's like, all right, well, I'm in universe, blah, 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 blah. And, you know, eventually, you know, set it up to where he lands in one and you're like, oh shit, he's here, you know?
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, hopefully that'll make that happen. I think that it would be completely irresponsible for themselves to not do something like that, and let's make it happen. And if Sony can't can't make it happen, let's make a fucking Spider-Man themed TV or something, you know? Like, come on now, you know?
Mm-hmm.
But last up here-
Spider-Man and his amazing friends.
Yeah, right. So last up here, Warner Brothers puts Ezra Miller's future projects on hold after recent arrest.
Yeah, a few too.
Yeah. So Ezra Miller's Hollywood career could be in jeopardy after the Flash star's recent arrest. Last week, Miller was arrested for disorderly conduct and harassment at a karaoke bar in Hawaii after they grabbed the microphone from a 23-year-old woman and later lunged at a 32-year-old man playing darts. Miller was quickly bailed out, but that wasn't the end of it. Soon after their release, Miller was hit with a restraining order from a local couple that the 29-year-old actor was staying with. Miller allegedly barged into their room and threatened to kill them, saying, "I will bury you and your slut wife."
Whoa.
Miller also stole the woman's passport and the man's wallet. But it gets even worse. Hawaii police have received 10 calls about Miller since March the 7th. Assistant Chief Kenneth Quiocho told the press last week. However, those incidents were over minor incidents like filming people at a gas station, refusing to leave the sidewalk area of a restaurant, and arguing with people. Ezra Miller has been involved in similar incidents before as well. but Warner Brothers isn't looking past them this time. As per the Rolling Stone, WB execs recently had an emergency meeting over Miller's future with the studio, and apparently a decision was taken to suspend all projects involving Miller. That also includes future DCEU appearances, and to make matters worse, the Flash production was also a source of concern for the studio. Per an insider, Miller had frequent meltdowns while filming, although no violence or yelling was involved. The insider further described Miller as losing it, stating Ezra would get a thought in his head, in their head, and say, "I don't know what I'm doing." The Flash was delayed again recently and will now be released next summer on June the 23rd of 2023. The movie could be due to Ezra Miller's chaotic behavior and the Discovery Warner Media merger. There have been reports that the new management favors continuing to establish Snyderverse, and that the Flash is set to undergo reshoots again.
Holy shit! That what?
Yeah, it says there have
There
been
have been
reports.
reports that new management favors continuing the established Snyderverse.
Yeah,
That's a big fucking deal. I ain't seen shit about that.
yeah, that should be a fucking topic in
That
and
should
of
be the
itself.
headline.
Yeah,
Yeah,
dude.
yeah,
And if they're gonna reshoot the Flash to keep that something,
Mhm.
yeah,
dude.
yeah.
I mean, awesomeness is back on the menus, boy.
But this dude is like batshit crazy.
Oh, dude.
He is.
He's a.
I've seen the
he's-
videos of him.
He's got to have some substance abuse
There's
going
something.
on.
Well, and then you
somehow.
know, he's 29 years old. He's the
He's
fucking
non-binary.
Flash. You know,
Yeah,
it's all
yeah.
going to his head, man. You know why this started? It was actually over the last couple of weeks. Like once this shit happened with Will Smith, you know,
yeah.
everyone started tweeting about that. Well, like, what about Ezra Miller? He's been arrested. And it was like, oh, yeah, we can't punish one and not, you know.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
what made them take a look at it and be like, okay, we can't,
yeah.
you know. I mean, Hollywood's all
I
about no
know.
violence. And
Yeah,
this dude, remember the video where he was yelling at the KKK? It's like, what's happening, dude?
yeah.
Like,
I remember, dude.
it's like, this dude's nuts. I didn't know he was non-binary.
Yeah.
He plays a guy in all the movies he's in.
Well, it
Let's
seems
get-
like he's
yeah.
having
Yeah, something.
he's having a rough
Too many
time.
poppers,
You know?
dude.
Yeah, I know. You know what it sounds like to me? It sounds like an attention deprived child.
It does.
And that's the feeling. Like, look, I think that like Ezra Miller and the work that he's done has not been bad.
No.
I think that he's a great actor, but at the same time, like
That ego will get you, dude.
you don't
Every
you
time.
don't have to be a fucking child. You
No.
don't have to be the center of attention constantly. All you have to do is like show up, do your work, show your work, and then go home. And like the praise and attention will come to you based off of how well you perform,
Yeah.
right?
They can
That's the-
replace you.
Exactly.
Even if you think
right?
they can't. You
Yeah.
can be replaced.
Yeah. So, and even if they bring Snyderverse back and they end up doing Justice League 2, like I'm sure they could easily write Flash out of that.
Just bring
As
the guy
much
from the
as like
show or something.
Well, and that's one of the articles that was up, but I chose to do this article over the other one. So with Warner Brothers kind of shutting everything down, fans are clamoring to have Grant, what's his name, Trav? Grant Gustin? What's his name? They're wanting him to come in to play Flash. He's the kid that plays Flash on the
show.
series. And like, hey, if that's the direction that you want to go for, I'm with it,
Yeah.
I mean, it doesn't matter who's in that suit.
No, dude.
It really doesn't. Like if Affleck comes back as Batman, that's a have to. If
Mhm.
of course Henry Cavill has to come back
Well-
as Superman,
Well, they could do something very simple to keep the canon, and have it to where, like, say at the beginning of the movie, audiences get more or less see the scene they probably didn't see in the 4-hour cut of Justice League,
Yeah.
and that's him saving everyone the first time.
Yeah.
And he's, and, you know, have like, you know, he's contemplating it, you know, I did that. Well, what if I go save my fucking mother? Fuck it.
Yeah.
You know, like,
Yeah.
have something happen
well,
where he
that's a
hits a
no-no.
low and he's like, you know what? If everyone's having what they want, I'm gonna have what I want. And he's gonna go, I'm gonna have a family, you know? So he goes, fucking saves his mom,
Well, he
comes
brought
back.
them all back.
Yeah.
I mean, it's no different.
Just doing that and then letting the movie go back to him just having to fix that moment,
Yeah.
that alone would keep the Snyderverse intact, you know?
Yeah.
And you wouldn't have to reference fucking any of those motherfuckers.
Yeah.
Unless you wanted to, or they were allowed to.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, he's been acting a fool for the past couple of
Sabotage his own
months.
goddamn career, dude. Is what he's doing.
I mean,
know. Yeah.
but I mean, let's face it. The main reason I want to see The Flash is because
because
the
of him.
director and the cinematographer.
Yeah.
I think it's
Well, it's
Machete
gonna
or
have Batman
Machete.
in it, right?
Yeah.
Uh,
It's gonna have both of
I
them.
mean, that's gonna be
Yeah.
banger.
Yeah.
like, let me see. Trying to see what his name is, so I'm not saying it the wrong way. Andy Machete.
Yeah. And he's like, whoa, you know?
I mean,
Yeah. I can't. He's gonna do fucking incredible work, man.
yeah,
can't-
dude, he's so it's been announced. I'm looking at his IMDb. It has been announced that he's going to be doing either for Japan or I assume it's going to be an American version. He's going to be directing Attack on Titan.
I
Oh.
mean, give it to him, you know?
Um,
He's done such a great job with everything he's touched, in my opinion.
I mean, dude can do it.
Yeah, I mean, let him do it, you know? And that's, I mean, he did Mama. He did the short for Mama
Oh,
in 2008. Then he did the theatrical release of it. Then they took him from Mama straight into It. You know what I mean?
mm-hmm.
Like, fuck it, dude. And it was kind of a low budget thing.
Yeah.
That's fucking nuts, man. But anyway, yeah, it's on his thing here. It's in post production right now for The Flash, and Attack on Titan has been announced. So let's do it, you know?
You know, Ezra Miller's in Fantastic Beast.
Yeah, I
He'll be
remember
in
seeing
that
him
new
in there.
one. So he's ruining his career.
Yeah,
Like,
for sure.
If there's anybody in his family that
Yeah,
gives a fuck about him, they need to pull him aside and be like, dude, you're gonna get canceled. And nobody's gonna work with you.
well, like, never mind. I'm not even gonna say it. I'm ready for trailers.
Yeah.
I'm ready for trailers. Oh, we do need to mention one thing. Sad day today,
Oh.
Trav. I don't know if you saw the
You seen the news, Travis?
Yes.
sad day. Gilbert
I didn't even know
Godfrey,
he was in bad health.
67, I
Um,
believe.
I mean, dude,
Fucking Yago, dude.
yeah. I mean, dude,
I
it's a
grew up
whole
on the Problem
episode
Child movies.
in and
Yeah.
of itself of at some point TV or movie or whatever. I still think to this day, and it may sound insulting, but it's not, because to me it was so fucking good. Was the episode that he guest starred in of Are You Afraid of the Dark, where he played this radio disc jockey.
Yeah.
This kid was obsessed with death. And he tuned the radio, and you'd start hearing this funeral music, and you'd hear the guy be like, you know, come here at Avenue 443, where you can go home. And these old people would just be coming up to the kid throughout the episode, being like, do you know how to get home? And he'd get to the radio station, and it was Gottfried. and he'd slap a bracelet on dude, and there's this like crazy looking door, and he's like, "When it's your number, you're going through, buddy boy." And then he'd sit back down at the mic, put the headphones on, and go, "This is the funeral station," and just like, I don't know, it was a really good performance from him. Like, he was creepy as shit in that episode.
Yeah. Well, and probably the most recognizable voice of our youth.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
I mean,
whenever,
he was in so much animated shit. It's like it's just crazy.
yeah.
Dude, what's funny is that's not his real voice.
Yeah, it's a put on.
I mean, when you
yeah.
hear
Yeah.
him talk, he's just like a normal. He kind of, real. It's like,
Real
dude, he straight
normal.
branded that, Like,
Yeah. How did his throat not get sore?
cocaine.
Well, yeah.
I
I mean, But yeah, I'm ready for motherfucking trailers, bro.
Cocaine's a hell of a drug. All right, well, I'm getting this pulled up and copying my comment here. So recently, I got a message on the platform we use to put our podcast on. We
Uh-huh.
are eligible for early access to video,
Ooh.
right?
Okay.
So we've never done a podcast on camera. So I was
No.
thinking for maybe episode 300,
Oh,
it'll be
we
here
do a
before you
video
know it.
podcast? Yeah.
We could pull the video up, man, and do a fucking.
I'm down.
Since we have the ability, I mean,
Might as well. Might as well.
I just thought I'd throw it at y'all.
Yeah.
The last episode I uploaded, at the top, it was like, "Hey, you can do video now," and I'm like, "Ooh,
That's cool.
that's neat."
Yeah, that's really cool, man.
So for our
I
episode
haven't
3, and then we go back to our normal thing, but
Yeah.
300's a big deal, man. Like,
Yeah.
said that about 100, said that about 200.
Said that about 250.
Yeah, when we like for 200 or 100, we'll get together and do one in person. Well, then that'll be the next one.
Yeah.
Where we just all get in a room, and you guys have done it in the same room before.
Yeah, we
But
have.
we've
yeah.
never.
No.
There's just something about sitting around a table, dude, putting headphones on, got your mic, your SM58, and
Yeah, yeah.
doing the damn thing.
I rock it,
But yeah, we got. I ran across
We
this
got-
one night.
Craig Robinson.
Yeah, chocolate delicious.
Grim Creepers.
Let's creep. Killing
I'm
it.
fucking yeah, dude.
Peacock
for sure.
series. All right, y'all ready?
Yeah, yeah.
Let me get my earpiece in, or I'm not gonna be able to hear it.
Yeah. No.
Dude, I saw a clip of him the other day. They were all sitting around talking about football. These guys were talking about these people that were on a football team, and he was like, the guy's just, he's got the push, he's got the drive, and he went, he's got the stamina. And I was like, he was serious. He's got the stamina.
He's
It's
got
like,
the
yep.
stamina.
You know what he means?
He might be a your mom's house fan.
Yeah.
Stamina.
All right.
Let's do it.
3, 2, 1, play. Yeah, that ain't happening. Gregory. Gregory.
What?
I just watched something
The
recently with
fuck?
her in it. What is this show?
I don't know, dude.
Oh, he's gonna be a snake killer. I'm in.
Look at him. Nail gun? What the
I'll need a
fuck?
air hose for that to work. Okay, it worked. Holy shit. That looks funny.
Yeah, it does,
Comes
right?
out in a few days. I'm gonna get on that.
Yeah.
She's in that our flag means death. That's where I saw
Oh,
her.
okay.
How was
Okay.
that, by the way? I know
Oh,
you said you
dude.
watched it, Adam.
In one sitting.
Oh, all of
Yeah,
it?
all of it. Started the episode and just sat there and finished it all. It's
Damn.
hilarious. Not overhyped. I mean, dude, it's fucking Taika Waititi, you know?
Yeah.
He didn't write it, but he like directed the first episode. He stars in it. Passive aggressive.
I mean,
And there's a twist.
ooh. Is it all happening in modern day?
Mm-mm.
All right. So we've got the final Doc Strange. Is this it?
I don't know. There's two in here.
I deleted the other one
Oh.
because it's the same thing. Yeah. I forgot that you had posted it earlier. That's my bad,
Did
bro.
I?
I don't
Did I
remember
put
doing
this in
that.
here?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah. My bad, bro.
I thought it was
But I'm
another one
ready.
because they're like
Yeah.
heavy
Well,
with
they
the
dropped
clips.
they dropped a bunch of TV spots, but I was like, meh, you know, meh,
Yeah.
meh.
Hang on, I fucked up.
Every day I'm hustling.
Shout out to
Yeah.
Pears.
Yeah, right. I've been fucking with pears.
It's like, all right. 3, 2, 1, play. I heard they actually removed a character from this.
Oh shit.
Yeah, they had put it out, and then they went in and removed the person. I guess it gave away too much, or I don't remember who it was. Was she say a nightmare? 'Cause
Yeah.
it was nightmare.
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 Empire State Building.
Yeah. You will leak the sheet off my boot deal. Whoa. Oh. Oh.
Can't wait, you know. Can't fucking wait. Heavy Spores did a video on that, watching it later, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know. All right, senior year. It's got Rebel Wilson in it.
I already know where this is going. What's going to be funny is if she's like somebody that had to go, kind of Billy Madison it,
Yeah,
go
yeah.
back to school.
Female Billy Madison.
Yeah.
Philly Fattison. I don't know. I'm ready though.
All right. 3, 2, 1, play. Hey. Oh.
Is she in a coma?
Yep. And she has no idea that it's been 20 years.
No.
Oh, I was thinking Clueless. That's funny. These movies are always funny. She's gonna go back to school. Oh, it's gonna be weird. Look, remember Billy Madison when he shows up
Yeah.
and everybody's just looking at him like, "What the? Yeah, not the same." They didn't even have smartphones in 2020, 2002.
Wow. Wow.
Hooking up with the black dude, you know?
Yeah.
Possum pussy. Oh, awesome! It's rated R.
I know, right?
Looks like it's be funny.
Yeah. She fucking lost a lot of
Lot.
weight. Damn. Is she healthy, you know?
Yeah. Oh, is this real? Are we finally getting a fucking trailer for this shit?
Yeah,
8
dude.
years later?
Yeah, I know, right? I'm ready, dude. Ready for fucking
Like
Hopper,
everyone's
dude.
taller now.
Yeah, and
know?
older. Yeah, yeah.
All right, let's see. Oh, it's a full blown trailer. Here we go. Stranger Things 4 trending number 1. 3, 2, 1, play.
Uh-huh. Crack's still there.
I don't even remember the story, dude. I might have to go back and watch.
Watch all of
Remember-
it.
Remember, guys, she's the bad guy.
Who is?
11. That's a deep cut season 1, dude. She's the bad guy. And they just
Like
kind of
Billie Eilish bad
disregarded
guy?
that. She's the bad guy. She's the bad guy.
Yeah, they're getting older.
Do you hear Worlds Apart?
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm. Ooh, ooh. Well, he still looks the same. I think that's a medical condition, though, right?
Ooh.
What? Whoa. David Harbour looks different. Oh, he's in a prison or something, right?
Yeah.
What the fuck?
What the fuck is going on?
Perfect song. Look at this thing. It's Spawn.
The final boss.
When? God damn them.
I mean, that's soon, though.
It is soon, but they always
May the 27th
split
and
it
June
up.
the 1st. I'm excited,
Yeah,
man.
dude.
So at the end of the season 3, she closes the rift, but
Didn't he
Hopper
like go
gets
through it
Hopper gets pulled through it, and
and
then
came out somewhere else?
He come out in Russia because they were trying to open rifts in
Ugh.
Russia. Yeah. Ugh. Yeah, right. H2O. Right. Oh God.
It's
So
weird that they've waited. I'm guessing a lot of this was due to the pandemic,
yeah.
and then they were working on something else, like a D&D movie or something, right? They were doing something.
The brothers.
Yeah.
Now there's got to be a prep sequence where they're getting their shit ready to go fight the dude, and you just hear that down for fucking
It is.
Worlds Apart.
It is weird that it's been this long, but I've seen Stranger Things. I mean,
Yeah.
Stranger things have happened.
Yeah.
strange.
Like a pandemic, a
Yeah.
war.
Yeah. But I mean, it looks like
They got more money.
Yeah, for sure.
That show's in 4K, man.
Yeah.
Dude, it looked like there was some scenes, and this is genius if they did this. If they showing scenes that were filmed when they were younger, like with her that we never saw, and they're like, we're filming this and we're going to put it in the show 5 years from now.
Yeah, right.
Genius.
Yeah. I mean, when did that first season come out?
Like 2017, 16?
2016.
There you go.
That's so yeah. I mean, it's 5 years in the making.
Because that one scene where she's young, I was like, I don't remember seeing that. What's that
Her
from?
eyes are bleeding and
Yeah.
shit. Yeah. It looks so good though, man.
Wait. I'm hyped.
Yeah. Super hyped.
Unplugging.
It's that fucking synth, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, we got Eva Longoria here.
Unplugging.
Let's see what we got.
3, 2, 1, play.
We're going on a cruise.
I would have joked on him because that kid looked like the younger version of him. Like, you're looking in a mirror, motherfucker. Mm.
Isn't that Marty McFly's mom?
It
I
was.
think so.
Yeah. I was trying to think of her name. She looks like what Sandra Bullock would look like if she didn't get plastic surgery.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like you can tell she didn't go that route. Oh God. It looks funny.
Yeah. To be a romantic comedy does not look terrible, you
I've
know?
seen Matt Walsh in anything since Veep. He's really good on that though.
Yeah. I'm kind of excited about
Dog,
this.
dog, dog.
Operation Mincemeat. I'm ready. Dot.
Yeah. All right, 3,
King's Speech.
2, 1, play. Wasn't there something where they put it in there that they were doing something? They fucking honey dicked them.
Yeah, I think we've seen a trailer
A
before
teaser.
of this.
Yeah.
They honey dicked them. Yeah. He is proper British. You gotta be careful fucking with those Germans though. Like, remember when dude held up the wrong fingers?
Yeah.
Tres. I'm gonna go out speaking to kings. This is Schroeder.
Oh, they're gonna have a James Bond reference.
Yeah. Ian Fleming.
Yeah.
Yeah. When?
He's killing it.
I mean,
I want to watch
that looks very good.
Yeah, it does. And fucking dude is amazing.
Halls of Fury.
Yeah, we got a little animated outing here. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Starring Michael Cera and Samuel L. Jackson. The team up you never
Oh.
knew you wanted.
I can already hear the bickering back and forth.
Yeah, right.
All right. 3, 2, 1, play. Why they blur his hat out?
Because it says fuck.
It's a picture of a wallet and it says bad motherfucker. I like the animation style.
Yeah.
Oh, that yeah, Michael Cera. Hello. He's right there. Damn. Too much lasagna. Dude, he's like Hong Kong Fooey. Kung Fu Hui?
Yeah, Hong Kong.
Yeah,
God
that's
damn.
that's what I was thinking.
We're trying to
man.
remember the name. How the fuck did he get in that? Like,
I don't know.
samurai as fuck, dude. Mm,
Dude,
this looks hilarious.
so many good, like, funny people, man.
Send a tweet.
Damn. Love it. I hope Ricky Gervais is the one he's fighting.
Yeah, right.
Funny.
Agent game.
I mean,
Have a gander.
I
Well,
mean,
if you see the comment that Enjoy Life left, wow, looks very interesting. I think it is worth watching. Enjoy life, dude.
well, let's fucking enjoy it,
Fucking
man.
treat yourself. Don't cheat yourself. All right, 3,
Yeah.
2, 1, play. Discount Bradley Cooper.
Tell me more.
It's the dude from I can't remember, Captain whatever, James or whatever.
Captain
That's
Phillips.
it. Runner turned actor. So we're waterboarding people. Where's all the people?
They couldn't afford it.
Oh. So Bruce Willis retired, so they hit up.
Yeah.
I mean, he would have, but you know what I mean?
Yeah.
This movie's missing Mickey Rourke.
Beat a piece of meat. They are though.
Yeah. Somebody's definitely saying fuck,
Oh,
right?
yeah, a bunch.
Yeah.
Bearded Walker.
So this is Korean action, dude. My Paris down there just gave the, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The, know what's up. I'm here for it, man.
All right, hang on. Oh, 3, 2, 1, play. Trailer before the trailer.
Oh shit, he's in the back rooms, y'all.
Is he quantum
I
leaping?
was just thinking. Yeah.
Is it a certain scene from Quantum Leap?
There is. Oh no, I'm Asian.
So he happened to look in a mirror. Well, he does that a lot. Never
Yeah.
mind.
That's the beginning of every episode. Him run into a mirror. He is just hopping through people though. This is
Yeah.
like what's happening.
Twice a day.
And everybody can fight. It's Korea, you know.
Yeah.
Could have went old Krav Maga, you know. Motherfucker, this dude's everywhere at once. What do you say?
He's John Wick.
I
He's
kind of want to check
wait.
that out.
He's Conwick.
God.
I mean, it looks like a fun martial arts movie.
Yeah. Definitely fucking peeping that, you know.
Oh, they got tapes.
Oh, yo.
He's got the documents.
Yeah, I don't know about this, but I saw it pop
Oh,
up
I'm
and
interested.
I will probably end up watching it
yeah.
for reasons.
This is one sick pickle right here. Y'all ready?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
3, 2, 1, play.
I watched some biopics
Yeah.
on this dude before, and yeah,
You think you know somebody. He was a pillar of the community, dude. There's more. Oh, everybody liked him. Just like Ted Bundy. Not Ted Bundy. What was
Yeah.
the other one? That ran for as a politician?
Um
It was Ted Bundy.
yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Get my serial killers mixed up. Mm. Run away. Damn.
Damn.
What a fucked up guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I put
That'll
him
be
up
out
there with old
soon.
Dez, old Dennis Nilsson.
Yeah. Mm.
Mm-hmm. I watched the Bubble.
How was it?
It was smart though. You kind of like that earlier when we were talking about Radcliffe making a movie about making movies.
Yeah.
You could see it's like it makes sense. I mean, these guys are trying to make movies during COVID, and they just went over the top.
Oh, it's
Right.
pretty funny.
Yeah, way better than Don't Look Up.
We really had it all, didn't we?
All right, y'all ready?
So fucking stupid. Yeah, I'm ready.
3, 2, 1, play. Eat some weed brownies.
Yeah, right.
Process.
Whoa. You don't normally see her and stuff like this.
Yeah.
Oh shit. So you have to fight
What?
the clone if you live. Brilliant. Just kill the bitch.
Is that,
Yo.
is that Jesse?
Science, bitch.
You're
But
about
he's
to
a
whoop that bitch's ass.
I'm interested. Okay.
When the fuck does this come out? Because I want to
That just
watch
came
it.
out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Didn't it? Yeah, look, that trailer dropped in March.
I mean, that's so quirky and
Yeah.
cool. I'm looking it up.
Yep. January the 22nd,
Is that when it came out?
2022. Or is this different? Oh, that's it. Yeah, I'm going to bookmark that. Keep an eye on it and see when it's out. Oh, it was in the film festival, Sundance. Oh, that makes sense. Sundance.
So the release date is April the 15th.
Is it
So
theater?
it comes out. Let me see.
Or are we getting a VOD? It's only an hour and a
It
half.
says April the 9th is Florida Film Festival. April the 15th just says USA.
Okay.
I don't know what that means. So it's playing at the Valley Bend 18 Thursday. So I guess it is theater.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's playing in theaters.
Brought to you by the same guy that did the art of self-defense,
Yeah.
writer and director.
Marcel the Shell.
With shoes on.
What's this about? Is this some kind of documentary or something?
Some A24, man.
Yeah, let's see what kind of crazy stuff they're rolling with over here.
All right. 3, 2, 1, play. Mm-hmm. Oh. What? In the pocket. The way it said it.
In a pocket.
Interesting. Talk about original.
Yeah.
Jenny Slate is doing the voice of that.
Really?
Yes. Interesting. Hmm. They were fishing. I like how everybody just accepts it.
Yeah.
I mean,
mean,
looks like a heart warmer, you know.
Such an original idea.
It is, man.
Wow.
I did see earlier Batman Blu-ray 4K will be released I think May 27th, near the end of May. Let's see. May 24th. There will be deleted scenes, some special features, documentary, making the movies.
Yeah.
I'm excited for that.
Yeah. What are we gonna fucking?
I'm gonna have to grab that.
What are we watching next week?
Let's see.
I mean,
Just watch the Batman again.
shit, be nice.
That was not a bad idea, babe.
Yeah, right.
You know what?
I'm looking around to see if there's anything that jumps out that we've.
I mean, there is a month that I'd like to do if we don't have anything coming up.
What's the month?
I want to do the Richard Kelly month. Well, it's only 3, but yeah, it's 3 movies.
Oh, like Donnie Darko?
Yeah.
Oh,
I want to do Donnie Darko and then Southland Tales.
haven't
in the
seen that.
box. Yeah.
I've seen the other 2. I mean, let's do it, man.
Are
we
y'all
got
cool
time
with
to
that?
do 3 movies for the rest of this month, right? Well, 2, but yeah,
Yeah.
I haven't seen the Southland Tales. Can we start with that one?
Sure.
Are they all connected?
I don't think so.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't think
Or
so.
we can watch them in that order. It just depends.
It don't matter to
They
me
gonna
because
do it.
I haven't seen Southland Tales either. But whenever you look at the cast of this flick,
I've heard good things about it.
it's got The Rock in it, Sean William Scott, Sarah Michelle Gellar,
Sarah Marcel
Sarah Michelle, yeah.
Wallace.
Yeah, Janine Garofalo, she's in
Oh,
it.
blast from the past. You don't see her in many things nowadays.
I know, right? There's supposed to be like an extended cut of it out. That's supposed to like, you know how they released the director's cut of Donnie Darko?
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, this makes sense now because the book
Oh.
excerpts are in it. You know, it's supposed to be kind of like that. So if we watch it, we got to watch the extended. I'm down to watch the
I mean,
extended
yeah,
cut
I'm down to
anyway.
watch them. I can't believe we haven't watched Donnie Darko yet.
Yeah, I know, right?
We should do it last.
All right.
I mean, it's, you know.
So do y'all want to do hold on. Do y'all want to do Southland Tales?
The box. I just hit a
The
lick with the box.
Donnie Darko.
Sounds good to me.
What do you think, Trav?
Works for me, man.
Have you seen Southland Tales?
No.
Have you seen the box?
Have you seen? Yeah,
Have I seen the what?
The box?
the box.
Yes.
Did you hit a lick with the box?
I'm getting lazy.
I enjoyed the box. I went to the theaters and watched it.
I watched it back when it came out. And I know that I did. Yeah, I didn't hate it, but I don't really remember what exactly it was about. Because it's been a
About
while.
aliens and shit.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, that dude showed up and he's like, if you press this button, you get $1 million, but someone in the world dies. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then like they, you know, it's got
Okay.
fucking Cameron Diaz and the
Yeah.
dude from fucking Smallville in it.
Yeah.
And they're like, well, what happens,
James
you know,
Marsden.
after we make the decision, what happens is like the box goes to the next person. And it's like, but what if, you know, the next
if we
person that
just
gets the
keep it?
box, it kills us, you know, and all this kind of
Yeah.
stuff. So
Hell yeah.
I'm down, man.
Yeah, we'll be back with that and some Moon Knight.
Yeah, right. Some moon naughty. Some naughty night.
Little Moon Toddy.
Little hottie toddy.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's do it, man.
Sounds good to me.
Yo.
Signing out.